Hey, what's up guys? It's Jordan. Today we'll be next to my Pokemon top 5s. This is top 5 ground types. Now of course, two things before we get started. One, this list will not include legendaries. I plan on making a whole list in the future just for them. Secondly, these are based on my personal favourites. It's impossible to list the best because everyone has different opinions. So if you don't agree with my top 5, make sure you let me know your top 5 in the comment section below. And of course, make sure you hit that like button because you know that your support is greatly appreciated. So let's move on to our countdown. Coming in at the number 5 spot, we've got Golurk. There's one main reason why I absolutely love Golurk. He's freaking huge. Golurk is about 9 foot. He's much bigger than a lot of other Pokemon, you know, except for big legendary Pokemon and long Pokemon like Onix and Steelix. I love its typing, Ground and Ghost. I believe that Golett and Golurk are the only two Pokemon that have Ground and Ghost typing. I think it's a really cool typing, and I also love the fact that Golett can learn Fly. It's always amazing seeing a Pokemon that you wouldn't expect to learn Fly. So I've always loved that. When I got Pokemon Black, I grabbed Golett. I had to use a Golett. I loved Golett from the first second that I saw it. He's got a great set of attacks, a lot of physical attacks. I just love Golurk. He is in the number 5 spot. Coming in at the number 4 spot, we've got Donphan. Donphan is such a cool Pokemon. I have rarely used Donphan when I play the games, but recently I just got Alpha Sapphire. I'd already played through Omega Ruby, and now with Alpha Sapphire, I wanted to try something different, and I grabbed one Pokemon from each of the generations to make my 6 Pokemon. And for all the Pokemon I put on my team, I wanted to use Pokemon that I've never used properly before. And Donphan was straight at the top of my list for Gen 2 Pokemon to use. So I put Phanpy on my team, and I've trained it up to Donphan. It's an adamant Donphan, physical attacker. My Donphan's the one that knows Earthquake out of all my Pokemon. Donphan kicks so much ass. Even though I haven't used Donphan too much in the games, I loved Donphan in the anime. And then Ash's Phanpy evolved into Donphan, which I'd been waiting for a while. And I just absolutely loved it. And it's funny, one of the moves that my Donphan knows is Rollout. And when you think of Rollout, the first Pokemon you think of is Miltank, or better yet, Whitney's Miltank. That damn Miltank. But anyway, I think that Donphan is better suited for the move Rollout. Obviously when you think of Rollout, you think of Whitney's Miltank, but I think of Donphan. I just love the look of Donphan when he uses Rollout. I love the sound he makes when he starts using Rollout. He's just awesome. He's just a solid, awesome Pokemon to use Rollout. And he's just an awesome Pokemon to use physical attacks. I just love Donphan. Such a cool Pokemon. Donphan is in the number 4 spot. Coming in at the number 3 spot, we've got Gliscor. From the first second I saw Gliscor, I absolutely loved him. One of the things I loved about Gen 4 was they evolved a heap of older Pokemon. There were so many Pokemon from the first 3 gens that I just wanted to have an evolved form. So when they evolved Gligar, who I already loved, they evolved him into Gliscor. I was so happy. I loved the design for Gliscor. I loved the attacks for Gliscor. Gliscor's just such a cool Pokemon. Absolutely loved Gliscor in the anime. I remember when Ash got Gligar, I was so shocked. It just wasn't a Pokemon I expected Ash to get. I'm always surprised when Ash gets a Pokemon from an earlier generation, because he was in the Sinnoh region when it happened. So when he's in the Sinnoh region, I think he's just going to get mostly Gen 4 Pokemon, because that's the new region that he's in. But when he gets an earlier generation Pokemon, it gets me all excited, because I thought their time had gone and Ash would never get that Pokemon. Because as you know, Ash never catches Pokemon. He catches the old Pokemon, but yeah, Ash really needs to up his game. But when Ash caught Gligar, I was so excited. I absolutely loved the episode where Ash evolved Gligar into Gliscor. Probably one of my favourite Sinnoh episodes of Pokemon. I absolutely loved that episode because Gary came back for an episode and then Ash evolved Gliscor near the end of the episode. And I mean Ash evolved Gliscor. That's something that I love about Gliscor in the anime. He's one of the only Pokemon, if not the only Pokemon that I've seen on Ash's team that actually chose the moment to evolve. Because pretty much any Pokemon in the anime that evolves, it's usually they're shocked and they evolve just out of nowhere. But Gliscor's the only Pokemon I've seen of Ash's that actually has to evolve with a certain item. Of course there's Pikachu, but Pikachu's never gone to evolve. If you still think Pikachu might evolve, just, yeah, don't. Pikachu will never evolve. But Gligar, when Gligar came on as one of Ash's Pokemon, I knew if it was to become Gliscor, it would need the item to evolve. So when Gligar got the Razor Fang, I got so excited, just because it was so different. Because in that episode, Ash and Gligar were fighting Team Rocket, and then Ash started falling from their balloon, and Gligar was going after Ash, but Gligar couldn't catch Ash. Gligar's too small. So Ash throws the Razor Fang at Gliscor, and he says, "Quick, grab it!" And then Gligar grabs it and evolves. That was just so different to all the other evolutions in the anime. I absolutely loved it. I absolutely love Gliscor. Gliscor is in the number 3 spot. Coming in at the number 2 spot, we've got Swampert. Now, I've already talked about Swampert in my top 5 water-type Pokemon. I have to mention Swampert again. I haven't used Swampert much in the past, and being a Gen 3 fanboy, that's weird that I have not used a Swampert that much. But when I got Pokemon Omega Ruby, I straight away grabbed Mudkip because I knew what Mega Swampert looked like, and I just absolutely loved Mega Swampert. So I evolved it all the way to Swampert, made it Mega Swampert, absolutely love it. Swampert is just such a cool Pokemon. I love the water ground typing. I think that's a really good typing. You can have all its powerful water type moves, as well as Earthquake. Who doesn't like a Pokemon that can use Earthquake? Swampert is just such a bulky, awesome Pokemon. I've loved using Swampert. I regret not using Swampert a lot more in the past. I just love Swampert. Swampert is in the number 2 spot. Coming in at the number 1 spot, we've got Nidoking. Going all the way back to Gen 1, I absolutely love Nidoking. I've always loved Nidoking, love the design. He's just a huge, awesome Pokemon. Nidoking has an amazing move pool. He can learn so many different types of moves, including Surf, which is one of those odd Pokemon to be able to learn Surf. I will admit I've got a Nidoking which I've put Surf on it. I'm not ashamed. I love my Nidoking that can Surf. Nidoking's just an all-round awesome Pokemon. There's one thing I need to say about Nidoking. And it's not really about Nidoking, it's about a significant other Nidoqueen. I need to talk about the shiny forms. A lot of you might know this already, but to the people who don't know, let's just talk about it for a second. So obviously you look at the colour scheme of both of those Pokemon. Nidoking's line is pink, purple, whatever you want to call it. I'll just say pink. You got Nidoqueen's line, which is blue. So you know that, obviously. So in their shiny forms, the colours are swapped, and I absolutely love it. I love shiny Nidoking. Shiny Nidoking becomes blue. Blue is like one of my favourite colours. And I do not yet have a shiny Nidoking, but I really want one. But let me just talk a bit about the shiny forms of these Pokemon for a second. So obviously, you got the 2 Nidorans, male and female. Their colours are swapped, so male Nidoran is now blue, female Nidoran is now pink. Then you get their evolved forms, Nidorino and Nidorina. They are swapped, so Nidorino is now blue and Nidorina is pink. So let's go to their final forms. Like I said, shiny Nidoking is blue. So yeah, shiny Nidoqueen would have to be pink, right? Nope. For some weird reason, shiny Nidoqueen is green. I got nothing. I got no words. What? Why? I do not understand that. And then when you look at the breeding, Nidoking can breed, but Nidoqueen can't. That's just weird. But a Nidoking can breed with a female Nidoran. That's just getting weird and confusing now. So I'm just going to move on. Nidoking, absolutely love Nidoking. Just an all-round awesome Pokemon. Nidoking is in the number 1 spot. Well, there you go. That's my top 5 ground-type Pokemon. And of course, like I said, if you do not agree with my top 5, make sure you let me know yours in the comment section below. And of course, make sure you subscribe to me if you're not already. That way you can be ready for future top 5s that I do for Pokemon. So thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you next time.